Hi, hello, happy Sabbath, and Shabbat Shalom. Well, we got some rain last night, and we're supposed to get some more rain today, but I figure I'm going to step out here real quick, make a real fast rundown of everything that did happen, because it wasn't a lot. It shouldn't take me long. So, the fields are still green where there's frost resistance, and there's some new seedlings popping up. Nothing really exciting to look at, but it's what's happening. Let me get over here. That one mystery mustard plant over here that managed to not get eaten or killed by the heat is still alive. I don't know how cold resistant it is. We'll probably find out. Hopefully they'll go to seed, make more of them, and then I can propagate them. But I don't know how they work, so it's going to be a guess. Some of the old hay that I dragged around is sprouting over here. Not that that's a terribly important thing, but it just shows that there's seeds sprouting from this old hay over here, so hopefully it'll help fill in some of the fields. Where they mowed the trees down here, plastered them real good. Didn't really change a lot, but I did want to point out that to my shock and awe, this mountain bog gentian over here is just hanging on. Whether it'll come back next year or not, no telling. But if it does, I'll be thrilled, but if it doesn't, I won't be surprised. So it's down there, looks terrible, but it's still alive, and it's got buds on it. I don't want to touch them because they're so breakable, but there's little bitty buds in there. So hopefully, and the reason I put that leaf there, well, it was there all along. It's just to kind of buffer the wind on it. Won't really keep it from freezing if it's going to freeze, truthfully. But it'll slow down the freezing process. So if the plant has a chance to choose to go dormant before it gets hard frozen, at least there's that. Because it was raining, and because it was above the freezing point, I went ahead and I took the cover off of the tomato plant for the day. And hopefully, if they don't die of dehydration, which it looks like they will, probably, any of these tomato cuttings that don't die of dehydration, there were 4, don't know how many are alive now, they look pretty rough. Hopefully they'll survive long enough to be potted up in the next couple days. They really need to be potted up. I think I'll do that tomorrow, is I'll pot them up so that if they haven't died, they'll have a better chance. Because where they're at right now, the heating process it takes to keep them warm is drying them out too much because they don't have real roots. Clearly the lentils are surviving the freezing no problem. I literally buried the peppers. This was down, but the wind blew it up. But buried the peppers to keep them warm over the next couple of days, nights. They, kind of want them to be dormant if possible. I'd take them inside, but I can't really get them out of there without literally unpotting them and putting them in smaller pots. I'm worried they'd die from transplant shock, so I figure it's just as well to leave them where they're at for now. And I'll uncover them when I can and recover them when I have to. And down to the very last thing to update. See, I told you this would be short, for me anyway. It's just be a couple moments. I went over to a muffler exhaust repair guy over in Mountain Home, and he priced me a decent price for modern, inflation for doing the replacement of this part here. But he said before he would do it, it'd be up to me to make certain that I got the studs loose, because he was afraid they'd snap off. Well, I can't say he didn't have a valid worry. This piece here is pretty much rotted out and garbage, so I'm going to have him make this piece new. It's split and rusted here, and it's split and rusted there, and it's split and rusted other places. And the O2 sensor is wobbled out real bad and can't be removed by normal means. So it's split right there. So it's not going to read right, and it's not going to give good. And then you see up here in the end where it beat itself to pieces here. So I couldn't show you before with it under the truck. It's really tore up, so it has to be replaced, as will some of the actual linear pipe down under there. Now what I did do, I had bought some studs. In theory, these are supposed to be the ones from the factory for it, but they don't work because these turn out to be different. These right here are 3/8 18, and these are 10 millimeter by 1.5, and they don't work together. So I've got to go and change these out for 3/8 18, at least some of them, if not all of them. I've still got a couple that are rusted to the manifold, and they've all been drilled and helicoiled, tapped and helicoiled. So that's what's wrong. So it won't be no point for me to show up in there that what's going on, because all you can see is, I'm not going to crawl under there. I just don't feel like it. Today's cold, wet, and dirty, and it's a Sabbath, so I'm not going to go to that much work. But anyhow, the point is that the studs have to be pulled out and either replaced with new 3/8 18 studs or some other effort. And either way, it's going to require them to be, well, pulled out. So what I did do, let me go back to that bottle I just tipped up that was laying over. I don't even know if you saw that when I did that, because I don't know if I was pointed at it. This here bottle I fill up, and of course it says jack oil. Well, that's not what's in there. What is in there right now is hydrochloric acid, muriatic acid, and I just squirt some down on the studs to hopefully soften up and digest some of the rust on it, so that I can heat it up with a torch and take it off. And it's going to have no less than 48 hours of soaking time, so it should clear up, and then that will hopefully allow me to pull them off of there, because the hex tops of them are all deformed and rusted out and stuff. This thing here has lost all its leaves, but it's got buds for next year, so hopefully it's good shape. The stem is green, so hopefully that will carry on, and I'll probably end up putting it in the ground eventually and letting it be a full-size tree. We'll see. But yeah, that's all that's gone on. That's the entirety of it, so that's why I say it's short. The verbena are still out because they seem to be frost-proof, and they like the cool weather. So the few of them that are out there, it's about the only flower that's up at this point. Well, there is a sunflower stem over there. I don't know how much more cold weather it can handle. It's kind of not its season. But yeah, that's it for now. And so, well, hopefully next Sabbath I'll have better news and more news and better improvements to tell you about. But that's it, all that got done this week. So y'all have a happy rest of your Sabbath and a very prosperous coming week. See you then. Bye.